How's it going, everyone? We are celebrating the 1-year anniversary of the PlayStation 5. Hopefully you guys have a console. At this point, you know, it's still pretty difficult to get a PS5 at MSRP, but hopefully things are gonna get better, even though there are reports of a production shortage that is coming, so that's a little bit unfortunate. But want to talk about PlayStation Studios reportedly having over 25 PlayStation 5 exclusive games currently in development. This isn't even really reportedly. This was directly from Sony Interactive Entertainment and President and CEO Jim Ryan. We'll talk about that. Alan Wake Remastered sales have apparently gone well, and Remedy's second game is full-on in production. And I want to give you guys a heads up on a new game announcement in Sekiro Ritual, a brand new cooperative action FPS coming to PlayStation 5 probably sometime in 2022. I'll get to that at the end of this video, but first of all, Sony President and CEO, Sony Interactive Entertainment President and CEO Jim Ryan spoke a little bit about the PlayStation 5, noting the imaginative games creators and publishing partners we work with have launched more than 360 games on PlayStation 5. Additionally, there are currently more than 25 games in development for PS5 at PlayStation Studios. Now, PlayStation Studios, I guess we can have a debate on the semantics of the word exclusive, since they are bringing the games over to PC at the very least. You would imagine these games would be timed exclusives, and that's 25 games in development for PS5. Now, has to be ascertained that some of these games are probably smaller scale titles, maybe titles for VR2, but I would also imagine that a large portion of them are, big budget AAA games, because that's what got Sony to the dance, really, in terms of PlayStation 4 being heralded as this platform with so many great exclusives. Hopefully, some iconic IP revivals are in the works. Infamous, Sly Cooper, those are two that I think people would love to see. There's a bevy of others. Jak and Daxter, I think, would be one that people would get very hyped up about. But Naughty Dog, of course, rumored to be working on a remake of The Last of Us, which I really know the necessity of that. I just played Last of Us not too long ago, Last of Us 1 that is, and the game still holds up fairly well. I don't think we're really in dire need of a remake. However, if it's just a smaller portion of Naughty Dog working on the Last of Us remake, and then the rest of Naughty Dog is working on a brand new project, then I could understand why they're doing it. I mean, the Last of Us remake would sell pretty darn well, and people do love that game. So I wouldn't really, discredit that notion from a business standpoint. I'm sure it would be less of an undertaking than Naughty Dog's usual massive undertakings of their projects. It would still obviously require some legwork, of course, but just the remake wouldn't be as big of an undertaking, and maybe they would have another portion of the studio working on something entirely new. We'll have to wait and see on that. But over 25 games is pretty notable. Again, I would probably say 20 to 30% of those games are going to be games of a smaller scale or VR titles, and VR titles can often be very, very good. It's just not up everybody's alley, but they definitely, I would think, have some, projects in the works for VR2 to, have that as a system seller there. And, again, Infamous, Sly Cooper, hopefully we see revivals of those. I don't know if they would count, like, the Uncharted 4 A Thieves Collection as one of the 25 PS5 games. I mean, that'd be kind of whack, because that, you're just padding out the number, especially because that includes Lost Legacy as well, so you're really padding out the number by including titles like that. I mean, like, I want to see a lot of PlayStation IPs be revived. I can keep clamoring for the Legends of Dragoon remake, the Legend of Dragoon remake, but let's be real, that's probably not going to happen. But a lot of opportunity for compelling IPs to be revived, because Sony has a bevy of them, and I feel like right now people have a lot of goodwill towards PlayStation that a lot of these IPs, if they do get revived, they would sell pretty well, even if they weren't doing gangbuster numbers back in the day, just because, again, that aura of being a big budget PlayStation exclusive just kind of holds some weight right now. At least to the PlayStation audience, and it seems like, a lot of these games are selling relatively well, but, yeah. But we'll see how that ultimately turns out. Alright, moving on from that, Alan Wake Remastered sales have apparently started well, which is exciting news. Now, Remedy, that is, are making their stuff in collaboration with Epic Games. Alan Wake Remastered was an exclusive on the Epic Games Store, so I think Epic Games, from a financial standpoint, is going to be taking care of Remedy pretty nicely, and it was noted. In September, we announced that the smaller of the two Epic Games publishing projects, Alan Wake Remastered, was completed and ready to be launched in October on PC on the Epic Games Store, Xbox, and for the first time in franchise history, PlayStation consoles. The launch marks a special moment for us and Alan Wake fans around the world. After the reporting period, we have seen seen that the game has been received positively by critics and players alike, and sales have started well. It's a $30 budget release, and again, if Remedy is being taken care of by Epic Games and, you know, they're getting paid handsomely for that, which I imagine they are based on some of those leaked documents that we saw, you know, from a financial standpoint, I think Remedy is going to be at a good place, but hopefully this does, you know, open the door for Alan Wake 2, which I do believe is in development right now. Not confirmed, but heavily rumored, teased, and all the likes, and I loved Alan Wake 1. Truth be told, the remastered version, while it does look better visually, you can still see it's a bit dated from a gameplay standpoint, but I still really enjoyed the game, and it's a $30 budget release, and it's gonna get cheaper eventually if you want to wait until it's south of 20 bucks. If you never played it, I do think there's a reason to go back and play the game, because it was quite good. In my opinion, Remedy's best game is Control, and a lot of people give me flack for that opinion. Really, I never get flack online whenever I say that in a video. It's more so from my friends in my personal life, where I always tout Control being my favorite, and they just look at me like I have two heads or something and are just flabbergasted by that opinion, but I thought Control was great, so yeah, and Alan Wake was very good as well. Quantum Break I wasn't as high on, but I still thought it was a pretty decent game. Alright, lastly, Sekiro Ritual, co-op survival FPS and spiritual successor to the award-winning occult horror made of Sekiro. Play solo or up to 4 players to survive in the supernatural onslaught of the Quiet Ones. Game is scheduled for release Q2 of 2022 on PC, and it will be coming to PlayStation 5 and Xbox Series. No PS4 or Xbox One release, which I find rather interesting. We got a bit of gameplay, very limited at this point. The game still, you know, has a ways away, and it's going to be coming first on PC. The Steam page is up right now, but it will ultimately be coming to PlayStation 5 and Xbox Series, which is kind of surprising. It's not on last-gen platforms. The system requirements don't look anything crazy, at least for the PC version, but who knows, maybe they'll announce a PlayStation 4 version later, but that's gonna do it for me. Again, PlayStation Studios has over 25 exclusive games in development. I would expect 20 to 30% of those to be titles that maybe the majority of people, or a large portion of people, aren't gonna have absolute interest in, just because, you know, VR2, we know that's coming, and they're gonna have to make some exclusive titles on that. So if you're not a VR guy, maybe those are gonna be, you know, games you don't care about, and if they are including games like Uncharted, the Thieves Collection, I mean, that's kind of a bummer, but, you know, there you go with that. Alan Wake Remastered reportedly doing pretty well from a sales standpoint, at least starting well, and hopefully that persists, because that was a pretty good re-release at a good price, and hopefully Alan Wake 2 is not long from now. And Sekiro Ritual coming sometime in 2022, Q2 2022, first on PC, later for PlayStation 5 and Xbox Series. That's gonna do it for me. Sound off with all of your thoughts in the comments section down below. As always, thank you for watching, and goodbye. Hey guys, we hope you enjoyed the video, and if you did, make sure to hit the subscribe button, and if you're already subscribed, do us a favor and hit the bell icon. This way you'll be notified whenever we post a new video. That's the best way to keep up with all of our uploads, and we usually try to upload 2 videos a day. And with the bell icon hit, you'll be notified whenever we do upload a video. As always, thanks for watching.